Welcome to a special edition of Forward DFW in collaboration with SMU in Dallas. We shine a spotlight on SMU Giving Day and the broader impact the university has on the community, our country, and the world. Join us now from the campus of SMU. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us for Forward DFW. Together with the Dallas Morning News, I'm Ron Corning, and we are here at the Indoor Performance Center on the campus of SMU, perched above the Armstrong Fieldhouse. And you know, there's a lot of energy on this campus, as there always is, but this is an especially exciting time. So to kind of break it down for you and take you all the way through from top level down to SMU Giving Day, a big day on March 5th, Astria Smith is here. She's the Assistant Vice President of Annual Giving and Alumni Relations. Thank you, Astria, for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. This is such a treat to be a part of this experience and talk about all the great things that are happening at SMU.
Yeah, and there's always a case to be made for why this is an exciting place to be. But what right now is sort of a buzz in the air that people are talking about?
Well, there's a lot, actually. I mean, if you walk across campus, you will see so many new facilities just coming up out of the ground. One of the things that we're really excited about is the David B. Miller Quadrangle. You can see that right on the boulevard. That will completely revolutionize our Cox School of Business. If you're driving down Mockingbird and you look over to the side, you'll see the Weber End Zone Complex, and that will really be a game-changing experience for our 484 student athletes as we're kind of rounding out our Ford Stadium. You go across East Campus and you'll see the Holt Hickman outdoor pool that we just dedicated a couple of months ago. That also is just a wonderful athletics facility that we have. This is one of the only universities now in the United States with both Olympic outdoor and indoor pools as part of this Robson and Lindley Aquatic Center. And then we just opened our Moody School for Graduate and Advanced Studies, which is really going to help us just move on our goal, if you will, of becoming an R1 research institution.
So R1 designation for research, that's really a big deal. You're R2 right now, which is nothing to sneeze at either.
Exactly.
But explain to us what that R1 designation will mean for the university and for people outside the university.
Sure, absolutely. Well, R1 is a Carnegie Research classification, and it just shows that there's a high level of research that's happening at an institution. We're already partnering with some amazing organizations, our Department of Defense, with NASA, with a lot of other major corporations and other grant providing institutions. But at the same time, this really provides a different opportunity for us to partner, meaning more research expenditures will come our way as a result of being a part of the R1 research level. And then it really is a game changer for our students as well. It allows even our undergraduate students to participate in some really life-changing research. So the more we're able to do, the more our students are able to benefit, the more our faculty are able to create new knowledge, and the more the university and our community and the world is able to benefit.
Yeah, that research designation is sort of broad in terms of the areas of research, but as it relates to disease and health, we're talking Parkinson's and cancer and tuberculosis and a long list of other, often maybe not recognized, but equally as important diseases that we need to fight.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's really fascinating to me that SMU is a leader in so many of those different fights without even having a medical school. I mean, we have so many faculty that are working right now with some cutting edge research and technology to support just what you were talking about. Everything from macular degeneration to, I mean, just there's so many different things that we're touching. Yeah.
And accomplishments there and accolades there can bring lots of news coverage and headlines, but there are maybe less visible things happening here on campus that are equally as important that we want to talk about. In particular, just the diversity among the student population. You've now brought the population to be comprised of 35% of the student population could be designated as otherwise underrepresented. What does that mean to the university? What does it mean to the students and the experience?
Well, it's a holistic opportunity, if you will. It definitely provides new opportunities for individuals that might have seen SMU as something that was a little bit far off reach for them. But programs like our Opportunity SMU designation, if you will, allows us to be need blind for all Pell eligible students in the state of Texas, which means if you're high achieving, if you want to make the Hilltop your home, this is an opportunity for you now.
Also, pro bono legal work happens from the inside out. In other words, members of the community in DFW who feel like they are not represented don't have legal counsel, can't afford it. You're doing work in that space as well.
Absolutely. So our Dedman School of Law has a variety of legal clinics, and our students provide pro bono work for just that. Everything from criminal justice reform and supporting individuals who might have been wrongly convicted to child advocacy clinics, even just taxation clinics, everything that you can think of. We basically have a clinic for it.
Do you feel like you're hearing more from the community in that way, that they're beginning to recognize that you're a citizen of DFW in this way and that you're a resource for people?
I think so. I think as we're around the DFW community, more individuals are recognizing that SMU is partnering with the community and a part of the community, like you mentioned. Yeah. I mean, we're doing things to support infrastructure for our roads and intersections. Our alum are creating new green spaces for our community. So there's a lot. And even, the West Dallas STEM School that we're partnering with Toyota to.
I've been there. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's really impressive that you're there putting together a curriculum and guiding and helping and recruiting and getting the help of companies like Toyota. And I feel like that brings us right to where we need to be in terms of talking about SMU Giving Day, because it seems to be emblematic of this philanthropic spirit that you really foster here. And I want people to know that this is not a matter of them giving money to SMU. Right. They're giving money through SMU that will then be distributed to any number of charitable efforts and activist efforts. Explain that for folks who may not be aware.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that term, giving through SMU, because if you think about it, think about a cause that you're passionate about. And chances are SMU is impacting that cause. And from human trafficking to supporting infrastructure, to the arts, to our research and making, fair journalism. There are so many different elements. If you're passionate about it, making a gift to support that through SMU Giving Day is a way that you can direct immediate impact to that cause and for the students and the faculty that are producing that life-changing work right now.
Yeah, and I want to give folks just sort of a sneak peek at kind of what that day is like. We're talking about Tuesday, March 5th. Take a look.
It's that time. For 24 hours, thousands of SMU alumni, parents, students, faculty, staff, and friends will once again use our voices on SMU Giving Day to support the organizations that supported us, the causes that inspired us, and to fuel the next generation of Mustangs to go farther and do more than we ever did. March 5th, let's show the world what we can do in just one day.
So there you have it, SMU alumni representing the cause who've gone on to do great things, as so many do. This is the 8th year for this. Can you quantify by the dollars, which is a measure of success, how well it's done over the 8 years and what your goals are moving forward?
Oh my goodness, we have grown exponentially every year because the entire community gets involved. It's not just our alum and not just our faculty and staff and our current students. It's community members. It's people across the nation that see the impact that they can make. Last year alone, we raised over $5.2 million to support over 300 causes across the university. And a lot of times this is the only opportunity that some of our organizations have to seek additional funding in order to make their dreams a reality for that year. Yeah, but it's a great experience, and it's just so fun to see the momentum and see everybody get involved and get excited about it.
And when you talk about the importance of that day and what it means to students, we are going to talk to a student coming up who can really let us know how that money goes a long distance to help people in the community. 6,000 gifts going to 331 causes totaling more than $5 million last year alone for SMU Giving Day, and they're hoping to break more records this year. And we should also note many of these gifts are small gifts, under $100. And so that really matters as well. And we're going to continue the conversation right after this. Astria, thank you.
Thank you.
To donate on SMU Giving Day and all year round, visit smu.edu/Giving Day. All right, we're back with you here on the campus of SMU at the Indoor Performance Center, and Abby Herrera is joining us along with Caroline Corbin, two students who are involved with SMU Giving Day coming up on Tuesday, March 5th. One a senior, one a junior. Abby, I'm going to start with you because you're wrapping things up here at SMU this spring. You're a first-generation college student, and I know there are a lot of people who don't understand the challenges that come with that. Explain to me, or share with me if you don't mind, sort of where you were at that first day of school, your freshman year, starting college as first generation?
Absolutely. So I came into college as a freshman in 2020 in the height of a pandemic. For those of you that don't know, a first generation college student refers to someone who's the first in their family to attend and graduate a four-year institution. That is true for me and my family. I'm also the oldest of four kids, so it means a lot for me, my parents, my siblings, and everyone else to be here. Freshman year, it was difficult. Part of the first generation experience is the unknown. I didn't have anyone to help me with the scholarship financial aid process. I did those applications myself, but part of the exciting part was knowing that I was coming to an institution that I knew believed in me, invested in me, and I knew would help me succeed.
You could tell that they were taking steps to make sure that first generation college students felt like this was home. That's not the experience for every college student.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was actually so glad that me, along with some other first generation college students and underrepresented minorities, actually move onto campus a week before everyone else to get acclimated to the grounds, the facilities, but also get to meet staff members that would help us along the way. And
I find it interesting that both you and Caroline, who's a junior, who comes by way of Katy, Texas, you're meeting today for the very first time.
Yes.
In this forum, which goes to show that this campus is large. There are opportunities to always meet new people and forge new relationships. And you share the common bond of understanding the importance of giving back. I'm wondering for you, Caroline, when did that sort of passion ignite within you? Did you come to campus wanting to find ways in which you could sort of get involved outside of academics? Or is it something that the school presented to you and you thought, I want to be a part of this?
The first time I came to campus, my tour guide, I remember him, he was double majoring, involved in his community and just walking around saying hi to everyone, and everyone's so genuinely happy to be there. I knew if I came to SMU that I would have that same welcoming community ready to engage me and get me involved on campus.
Do you feel like there have been opportunities where you've done the same for other students who are coming in?
I believe so as well, yes.
Yeah.
I'm always championing my organizations. Every time I meet another engineer, I'm like, let me tell you about this organization. I think you should come join. And just continuing to spread that engagement and joy has really, truly been the SMU experience.
Well, guess what? I'm going to ask you about that organization too.
Okay.
Engineers Without Borders. So incredibly impressive. You made a trip to Bolivia.
Yes.
Where you provided solar-powered water through a solar-powered water system to 200 plus people there.
That's correct.
That experience for you, when going into it, did you know what you were getting into? Or did you have to have the experience to kind of wrap your brain around it?
Yes. So for my first 1.5 years at SMU, we had been working with community only virtually. And so actually being able to travel to the community and meet the community leaders that we'd formed such a bond with was an amazing experience. And to see what that system is doing, providing access to clean water for these families.
And to think about the things we take for granted, really, right? And next year, another project in Kenya, where some 800 plus people will be left with clean water. But you need money for that, and SMU Giving Day is a big part of that. And again, these donations can come in all year round, and that's the goal, but SMU Giving Day brings a lot of attention to it on that day. How important is the money you get on that day to your next cause?
Extremely important. Last year in March, we raised money for our final implementation trip in Bolivia, and that was key to for us traveling there at the end of the month. And then for this year, we're hoping to do our first assessment trip in May. So Giving Day is extremely important for us to have that funding to be able to travel to the community.
Yeah, Abby, what's most important to you on SMU Giving Day? What's your goal? What do you see happening, and where's your passion?
Absolutely. To kind of bounce off, my passion for SMU is actually at the very individual level. I think SMU changes lives, individual lives. And part of the way that we do that is through SMU Opportunity, which is a chance for the university to give need-based financial aid, which I know for me was extremely important in me attending this university. So I would look at the bigger picture of need-based aid, but also different programs. We have completely competitive academic programs, the Tower Scholars Program, which I've involved in, but also different facets of student life. life. I'm also involved in a multicultural sorority, which a lot of people don't know exists at SMU. But one thing I would like to say, the big news on campus is, of course, us joining the ACC. And not only is it a tremendous honor to be a part of an organization with those fantastic schools at that caliber, that's also so important that we rally everyone around and show them what SMU can do as a community, but also to be competitive in that space, which is why we also have the ACC Competitiveness Fund too.
Well, I think if there's one takeaway for me today, that is this school isn't defined by any one thing. It excels in many, and people are drawn for different reasons. And you speak to something that I think is so important, and that is you can be designated need-based with a certain allotment, but only certain schools are going to be able to meet that. Right? And never feel like that bottom line number for room and board and tuition is going to encumber or be a hurdle. And you probably learned that through the process.
Yes.
Do you feel like you're armed with that now so that other members of your own family will continue with the tradition of going to college?
Absolutely. Sometimes it's a little stressful because I know I have the burden of learning and sharing that with everyone else. But I think this goes beyond my family. And what I've seen from the Latino Alumni Association and our different affinity alumni groups is they are willing to give back. They have helped me. So now as I prepare to become an alumni myself, I'm already thinking about ways that I can give back to the university with my time and with this knowledge as well.
And you're looking at your future in much the same way I looked at mine, and that is I want that first opportunity. It doesn't matter where it is. I just want to dig my heels in and learn and get better. And that's the direction you're going. You're going to head out into the workforce. That's your goal. Anything you want to say to potential employers?
Well, anything I'd like to say is just that SMU students are truly top tier, not just in DFW, but around the country and around the world. So while I would be so grateful to find employment, I'm specifically interested in healthcare administration. I think SMU has prepared me to find that job.
Yeah, and you go back to your hometown pharmacy. And you work in healthcare in that way. And do you feel like you're helping underserved people in your own hometown with the knowledge you've gained here?
Oh, absolutely. And I know how much it means. When I bring all of my SMU merch to my hometown, I see people wearing pony up shirts in Springdale, Arkansas. And I know just by that, I mean, SMU is really spreading.
Yeah. I want to give you the final word here, Caroline, in terms of your future. You still have a senior year left. What's your hope for Giving Day on March 5th? And what's your hope for those you help through those programs?
Yeah, so SMU Engineers Without Borders makes the world a better place by empowering communities to meet their basic needs. And so what I hope for Giving Day is for people to champion that cause and for all of my peers' causes and just give what they're able to. And if they're not able to give through funds, to give with their time. Come to SMU and see what we're all about.
Yeah. Thank you both. Really appreciate it. Abby, Caroline, and our conversation is going to continue. We're going to take a break right here. SMU continues to make an impact on and off campus. Visit smu.edu/news to learn more. All right, everyone, we are continuing our conversation around SMU Giving Day coming up on Tuesday, March 5th. Donations come in from all over the world, from all 50 states. Small gifts as well. It all adds up. We're going to talk about the matching gifts, what it means to student organizations and to those organizations that really do outreach in the community. Trig Anundsen is joining us. He's the union chair and representative to DEA committee of the Board of Trustees. And Trig, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're in good company with all of your fellow students who are so impassioned by this day and by these causes, which, by the way, you can give all year round, and you want that. What's that like for you? When you started here as a freshman, now you're a senior, did you know that you'd be stepping into an environment that would foster this kind of passion for philanthropy?
Absolutely not. I had no idea. I came here from a very long ways away. I'm originally from South Dakota, so I really didn't know what was going on here at SMU or what I would be walking into. And I think being here over the 4 years, and especially my experience with Giving Day leading up to this year, really pushed me to be in this role in the first place.
Yeah. Do you remember when you first sort of made the connection that on this campus, it's not just about your own academic pursuits, but finding ways in which you could give back?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I did start in 2020, so it was a little weird there. But last year, my junior year, was kind of the first time that I saw SMU kind of reinvest that into the students, and it made me kind of notice the habit of giving that SMU was building among the student body, rather than just asking for money over and over.
Yeah. So specifically in your case, what is the cause that you lead, are most passionate about? And then we're going to talk a little bit about what it's been like for you this year with the money that was gifted and matched by the university. But where do your passions lie when it comes to this day?
Absolutely. Most of my passions lie in some of the student organizations that I've been a part of over the course of these 4 years. SMU has a 1-hour segment throughout Giving Day called the Peruna Power Up Challenge, and that is a time specifically for those student organizations to raise money for themselves, and then SMU matches funds for a certain number of the organizations that rank highly enough. So last year I was participating for a group that I'm a part of called Mock Trial, and we were lucky enough to raise $4,000 from people at Giving Day, and then SMU gave us an additional $4,000 of matching funds, and that $8,000 is still propelling us through this year today.
And really, to be more specific, it's SMU donors who give to the school, and that's where that match comes from as well. So it really is from all sides a matter of people giving of their money and of their attention so they can prop up these causes. You and I had a conversation a few days ago about your organization and where you would be without that $8,000. It would be more difficult to be viable without that money, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't even know if we would exist without that, quite honestly.
And to what end do you feel this organization has done for the better, for the community, for the SMU community, and for the student community?
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen it individually among the people that I've seen graduate from this individual organization. I know 3 people in law school right now. 2 of them are at Yale and 1 of them's at Georgetown that came from this program. And individually beyond that, I've seen us do well at tournaments in Texas, and then other people from schools in Texas come up to us and ask, like about SMU Law School and, what it's like and what SMU is like. And so just being able to be that champion for the university through that Giving Day money is such a unique opportunity.
And the Power Up Challenge that you spoke of, that's literally everyone gets together in a physical location on campus, and for an hour, what does it look like? What's the experience like?
Absolutely. Well, it's probably one of the most fun parts of Giving Day, if I'm being honest, from the student perspective at least. We filled Dallas Hall lawn, which is kind of the central area of campus, and every student organization had the opportunity to sign up for a table, and they are split into different categories. So big orgs, medium orgs, and small orgs. And within each category, students can either write postcards thanking donors, they can either give money themselves, they can take pictures and post it to social media representing Giving Day, and then they can get points from doing those things that then go towards a student org and count as money and count towards those matching funds from those SMU donors.
That's amazing. This year, for the first time, you're doing sort of a cash cab
Absolutely,
kind of setup.
yes.
Okay, explain to us what that is, and have you done any dry runs? Have you done any drills? Do you know how it will go?
We don't know how it will go. It's going to be an experiment when we do it, but we do have a couple people who have gone through their golf cart training, so they are ready to go.
Golf cart training, okay.
Yes, ready to drive around. And so we're going to have a whole bunch of SMU merch from key change all the way up to t-shirts, hats, clothes, stuff like that. And we're just going to drive around, stop SMU students on their way to class, and ask them a few questions about Giving Day. Ask them what they know, if their org is signed up. One of the questions I get all the time is, why would I give more money to SMU if I'm already, giving this much? And I think the misconception is that this money is going to SMU instead of SMU funneling it to other people and specifically back to the students. And so what we want to do with that is raise that awareness and get students involved and help them realize what this really does.
Yeah, as we said, not going to SMU, it's going through SMU into many good causes, one of which Trig represents, and there are so many others here on campus as well. Trig, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Our thanks to SMU for having us here on campus today. And thank you for watching Forward DFW together with the Dallas Morning News. We'll see you next time. Fund a match to support the Peruna Power Up Challenge today. Visit smu.edu/Mustang Matcher. And to donate on SMU Giving Day and all year round, visit smu.edu/Giving Day.